if it didn't say Mufasa, you know, the Gato King, whatever, the Lion King, whatever, right? If it didn't say that on there, and you told me that this was a sequel to that 2019 one, or you told me this was a side story to that 2019 one, or you told me this was set, you know, this was Simba's children, I would have believed it because this shit is not distinct of anything.
Oh no! This is not enough to deal with this girl over here. I'm upset about this. No! Oh Lord, no! Y'all didn't get Mufasa, the great Mufasa, y'all. The mouse is pimping your ass out too. You were a king. Now you a hoe. Oh, people!
The king turned to a clown. That's terrible.
The king turned into a hoe. And it's not his fault. And I'm happy to say it's not that Mufasa right there that we know and love. It's that old National Geographic ass Mufasa out there. You know, I'm saying this because, you know, we got this new trailer out for this Mufasa prequel. And it's not even a trailer. It's a teaser that they put out for this. And this is not the prequel to, again, that Mufasa that we remember, the OG Mufasa from 1994. As I said, it's that old Uncanny Valley AI looking, you know, CG Lion King movie from when did that come out? 2019 or something like that. Anyway, it's not. It is not a secret that I was not crazy about that quote unquote live action Lion King that they put out there. But as I always say, I'm a fair man. And I did look at this and I said, you know, maybe the problem was is that you went and you remade that right there. Now, if you go and try to tell an original story, maybe that changes everything. And that's exactly what they're kind of doing here. This is the story of CG Mufasa before he became Simba's daddy and before he became even a king. He wasn't even noble, Oz Green.
All right.
Not that there's anything noble about that goddamn movie, man. But anyway, as I said, I'm a little biased. Keep an open mind. Let's take a look at this trailer. I'm sorry, teaser for simply put, Mufasa. Well, y'all ready, bullshit. Y'all see, you can't.
Like somebody stubbed their toe.
You can't even let us have one original moment. Boy, I'm telling you, they pimping that old movie out. The moment we can't even open up with like a nice, quiet scene of the mountains right here. We open up from that the way they open up the old movie. Not even a minute in. Not even.
It still opens up with it.
Hey, remember that Lion King?
A lion who would change our lives forever. Mufasa.
I stick by what I said. Ho! That mouse took Simba's daddy and put his royal ass on the corner, man. And I say this because, yes, it might not be it might not be that version, but it is the character. And I don't want to come across as somebody again who's closed-minded about what they're doing, but I really, and as I want to get your opinion right here because it's too. I would say it's too early to tell, but I still looking at this teaser. Looking at the way it opened, I watched this and I say, you know, I just can't help but get the feeling that this prequel does not exist to tell a story first and foremost. It exists to make money. I get it. Disney's a corporation. I understand that. You know, but I just don't think that this is a story that they prioritize as something that needs to be told. They said, we just need to keep making money off this, these lines right here, man. No one was, we all love Mufasa, man. We all love Mufasa. We bow down to his ass, but no one was asking for the Mufasa prequel. We love you, but nobody wanted to hear that shit. I'm asking y'all, anybody who's a fan of The Lion King, was anybody giving a shit about the Mufasa prequel? Did anybody care about a story about his upbringing or how he became king? Sometimes it's great to just not know. Sometimes it's great to just let that leave out, leave that out there. Unless you really 100% have a grand story to tell. And I don't get that from this. I really don't. I get you want to keep making money because the first CG Lion King was successful. And you can make money off of this. As long as there are kids out there who will beg their parents to see this because Disney is great at marketing, as long as you have those kids out there, man, they'll keep making more of these. That's the way I feel about it. Because if Disney can, and the reason why is because over at Disney, if you're successful, if your movie is one of their big time classic masterpieces, you are no longer a character. You are a brand. Mm-hmm. You are no longer, Mufasa is no longer Mufasa, the Simba's daddy. Mufasa is now something to brand and make money off of. He's an excuse to find some kind of way to make another movie when we really didn't need to. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Nah,
we didn't need this shit at all. That's number one. And number two, if it didn't say Mufasa, the Gato King, whatever, the Lion King, whatever, right? If it didn't say that on there, and you told me that this was a sequel to that 2019 one, or you told me this was a side story to that 2019 one, or you told me this was set, this was Simba's children, I would have believed it because this shit is not distinct of anything. It looks like Simba from the 2019. It looks like you said, crazy National Geographic. There's nothing distinct about this movie at all to maybe say, hey, man, I think I want to watch this, right? Because it looks like something I saw already. You know what I mean? And beyond a cash grab, this movie was only made, I guess it was made to have Jay-Z and Beyonce's child in it. Because at the end, they really put up featuring or introducing Blue Ivy Carter. Boom.
Yeah.
I think that was the other reason why this was made, to give her a vehicle to do something.
I don't want to hear shit about y'all talking about nepotism don't exist. All right. We all knew that Beyonce Knowles' girl was gonna do something one day, and she went there and that mouse runs everybody. But Beyonce said, how powerful you better put my girl in this movie right here.
Yeah, I mean, for people who enjoyed the 2019, Lion King, and I guess the storytelling or the retelling of that story, and wanted to see more story in that vein, hey man, you got it. You know what I mean? And you can look at it as a prequel, as a sequel, doesn't matter, because everything looks the goddamn same. You know what I mean? And music by Lin-Manuel Miranda. Now, is he going to do that singy-songy rap thing, or is he going to actually write songs for this? Maybe maybe he will. But he has a specific style that he likes to do. So will he bring that to this?
Yeah, I don't know. Dude,
I'm very curious.
I know a rap thing you're talking about. I'm the lion, I'm the king, I'm the ruler with the zing, That mouse got his ass locked up, because he ain't working for nobody but that mouse, man.
Yeah, got him. Who did the score for the original Lion Kingdom, the animated one? Was that Phil Collins? Oh, I know he did Tarzan.
No, that was Elton John.
Elton John. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. And, so are we? I'm curious to see what kind of score he puts together for this.
Yeah, Elton John did songs for that, and I don't know. I forgot who did the score for it. Hans Zimmer did the score for it. I'll tell you, looking at this, man. See, this is the thing. If this is successful, you're gonna get more of this, because, like I say, they're branding this now. They're branding it to cash in. You're gonna get, if this is successful, you're gonna get a sequel. You're gonna get a spinoff. You're gonna get Simba's cousin gonna get a movie.
Yeah.
Shit, Simba's ain't he gonna get a movie? I mean, it's all kind. It's and you know, and the reason why I'm so rough on this. I mean, listen, they're bringing back everybody. You know, they're finding ways to bring back all the characters that you love. Even though this is Mufasa, and we haven't even met some of these other characters yet. Look who's still here: Timon and Pumbaa. Timon and Pumbaa are here, and they say that there's a reason why they brought them in there. The reason why they brought them in there because popular. That's why, because everybody knows.
Of course,
The other reason why they brought him in there, they say that Rafiki or somebody's going to be telling them the story of Mufasa, narrating it, like, you know, like an old tale. But even though I don't know what, you know, come here, this has to do with anything right here. You know, I don't know what that
story, goddamn. Interactive story.
Yeah, I don't know what part that is. But there's a couple of things that bother me still with this as it did in the first one. And that is the CG just does. I'm not saying that the technology behind this isn't good. I'm not saying that, you know, this isn't still something to kind of marvel at. But really, as far as mimicking real animals, and I know that these are animals that are talking and, you know, they have, you know, some human characteristics, but the CG just still does not look that good. You know, and it's still caught between looking like a CG character with realistic textures on it. If the CG is not going to look that good, and it's still going to be in this uncanny valley, it's still going to look unnatural, and the animals are still going to talk. And again, it's my bias speaking here very strong. I think if you were going to make a Mufasa prequel about the Mufasa everybody loves, you know what would have really made this an event, what really would have made this something that would have been historic for them, if they brought it back to 2D. If they had done a sequel, a theatrical release sequel in 2D to the original, or, you know, a prequel to the original. And I know people say that 2D is, you know, it doesn't sell as well as 3D. It doesn't sell as well as CG. But The Lion King is still a beloved classic that, you know, the kids watch today. New kids. Yeah. You know, they still watch, you know, they're watching it on their pads now. They're watching it on their phones. You know, a new crop, a new generation of people still love The Lion King. And you know what? If you had made this 2D, you could have made a historic callback, a love letter almost, not only to the first Lion King, but also to Disney's history of 2D animation, the thing that built that studio. You know, you tried to do it with that movie Wish. Wish was bullshit, okay? No, that's not how you do it. Do it with something that people love. If you would do a direct thing with this and people would have loved that. Now you want to talk about some marketing, do that.
That would have been nice to do, you know, maybe even take it into 3D Pixar style or something like that. I mean, because they did do, as far as 2D animation, they did do the direct to DVD. Did they have 2 sequels or something like that, or a prequel or something like that? They had and they had a spinoff with Timon and Pumbaa. They had their own little spinoff as well. But you're right, though, to build this up, how many years after the original, to come back with something like this in, you know, 2D or even a 3D, you know, animated CG joint, that would have been kind of nice.
That would have been beloved, and so many people.
That would have been nice.
The new kids, they watch The Lion King right now. They wouldn't care if it was like looking like, you know, 3D or CG or whatever. You know, they wouldn't care. Right. You know, people who grew up with The Lion King, that would have been. It would have been such beloved nostalgia for them to see it go back to that. And just, you know, and everybody who loves this just would have, and animation lovers would have loved that, man. Historians of Disney would have loved it. It would have been a huge win for them to do that. But they don't want to do that, you know? And you know, I look at this and it just doesn't look natural. You know, this is it really is something where it's like I tell you what it is. It's the same problem that they had with The Little Mermaid. And it's a problem we're having with all these people starting to see this with these remakes, these live action remakes here. When you look at what they do, the more they try to use animals, it's you know, whether they be side characters or what, the more they try to use animals that are from these 2D animated classics, the weirder it looks. This 3D, the biggest thing that our CG. You know, the biggest thing that bothers me with the CG animation that's meant to look realistic is that if you look at it, it just doesn't have the same kind of charm or personality that the 2D characters have. You know, it's not, it's just something that, you know, and I know it's two different things, but, you know, that was the problem with the Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid had that old crazy looking fish and, you know, that crab and all that. It was weird, man. They just did not capture the same kind of personality. You know, it's kind of emotionless. You know, and I think, and also I think that that's the reason why you see something like the Little Mermaid not doing so well, or not doing as well as people thought it would do. It was something that just couldn't capture the same spark of life as the original. I think people are starting to see that, and that's the only thing that makes me wonder, you know, with the recent films like The Little Mermaid that did not do as well as they thought it would. I wonder if this is going to be successful. I wonder if this is going to do as well as they wanted to. I think the first one was a curiosity for some people. I think when I say the first one, I'm talking about the first CGI. I think it was a curiosity for some people. I think it was the idea of people giving it a chance. I think a lot of people just love The Lion King and they said, well, I'm just going to see this anyway because I want to see what they do with this. And I think a lot of people, they're beyond it now. You know, they did it with that. It was an experiment. It was a great bit of marketing. It was a curiosity, whatever. Now that we've gone beyond that, this is not The Lion King. You know, this is a spinoff, this is a prequel, whatever. And I don't know if people are going to be having the same enthusiasm for this as they did with the first one.
Well, you could thank The Jungle Book, right? Because The Jungle Book came out and people really loved what they did with The Jungle Book. And because that came out and did really well, the question came up, wow, I wonder what The Lion King will look like if they did it this way. Right? That was a curiosity factor that you're talking about. And they did it. People were curious to see it. And it was like, all right, that did pretty well. Okay, whatever. But then it goes back to what you're saying, that uncanny valley. And, you know, you're kind of cursed if you do and cursed if you don't, right? Because if you keep it, you know, as real animals, they can't emote, like you've been saying. So it looks weird. And if you try to exaggerate their features, it looks weird. So you're kind of stuck here. I mean, there are more emotions in these cats and animals' faces now than there was in the 2019 Lion King. I see that they're trying to add more emotion to their faces and stuff. But, you know, in short clips, I guess it looks okay. But as they start to talk into these other things, how is that going to gel with what they have going on? There's no, they don't have any style to them, right? To have it be their own. So if it was like a hybrid thing or a stylistic choice to have them look different-ish, you know, them emoting drastically or exaggeratedly you would able to accept that more because they would be their own type of style. But they're going so realistic, you know what I mean? So to them to move in those mannerisms will look very, very weird.
The more realistic they try to get with this, the faker it looks. You know, that is also the problem. Like I'm looking at this even as a still, I'm like that doesn't do anything for me. I don't have. It doesn't have any appeal to me. You know, it doesn't have any appeal to me like a drawing would. You know, it doesn't have any appeal. I can look at one. I'm just gonna put on a random frame. That drawing has appeal. That drawing has expression. That drawing has something behind it that draws me in. You know, I'm looking at
you'll
this.
never catch that in live action.
Well, and it looks like a fake CG character anyway. You know what it looks like? It looks like AI. You know, it looks like an AI picture.
Right. It does. How many fingers that thing got? That's how you can tell.
And everything. I'm just looking at the talent behind these. You already named one, and that's Lin-Manuel Miranda. You know, he's like Disney just has him doing everything for them. He did like some music for The Little Mermaid, but something one talent behind this that is that popped out to me was the guy that directed Moonlight, Barry Jenkins. Okay. He's the director here.
Okay.
As you can see, he's looking down at that bag of money that Mouse just threw on the floor.
Is that for me?
I'm sorry, Mickey. I haven't. Oh shit! How much is that?
Shit, nigga. What's all you had to say?
All right. Shit, that's all you had to say. I really don't want to come in here and have all this baggage about something I haven't seen yet. But really, man, I have to, a trailer, as you said, Oz, a trailer's supposed to make me want to watch it. Right. I look at this, if I watch this again, it's more of a curiosity. I don't really see, I'm not making any connection with these characters. You know, I don't feel any instant emotions from these characters. You know, and like I said, some of it just looks weird. It even looks, I don't think it looks as good as the first movie, man.
Yeah. Only thing I can say is that if you enjoyed the 2019 one, by looking at this, you're getting the same thing. As far as visually, you know what I mean? If you're compelled and liked what you saw, it looks like it's more thing. You know?
Yeah. I'll tell you this, somebody hit a great point. That's another thing about bringing all these directors. You know, there was a time when you know a director was brought in to direct something, and they were brought in because they put their signature on it. They put their style on it, right? If I heard, you know, at any other time that Barry Jenkins, the director of Moonlight, was coming in to direct a Lion King prequel, I would have been. There was a time, you know, if you announced this like 20 years ago, so I would have been like, wow, this is going to be interesting. I really want to see what he brings to this. But with these movies, they don't have the director's mark on it. Guy Ritchie directed Aladdin. And can you see any Guy Ritchie-isms in there at all? You know,
no,
is there?
Not at all.
I'm not even talking about like Aladdin needs to be gangster and all. You know, that's could have a Cockney accent. You know, and they got to do a heist and shit. I'm not even saying that at all. Guy Ritchie actually has. These days, he's directing movies with several different approaches and styles, and they've all been interesting. When he did Aladdin, it felt like an Aladdin. I mean, like a Disney movie. It felt like a studio film.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna see any at least from this teaser. You're not gonna see anything that he brings to it that makes it stand out anymore from the last one. Jon Favreau directed the last one, I believe. Did Jon Favreau direct the last one?
Good question. I think he did. I think he did the Jungle Book.
He did the Jungle Book. Yeah. Did Jon Favreau direct the last one? Y'all let me know. Yeah. Look at Iron Man. Iron Man, you could say, you know, if you really think about it, you're like, oh, you know what? That a lot of humor here kind of feels like what Jon Favreau would probably do. You look at the Lion King. I don't feel like anybody could have done that.
Yeah.
You know, you're
just a hired hand.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm being very cynical about this. I want to be positive. Let me just say I will. No, these days, my time is probably more valuable than it has ever been. And I do not want to walk into a movie, you know, wasting my time or feeling like I'm, sitting down and not getting anything from it. I will be. I'll be getting a good conversation. I'll be getting a review. I'll be getting, you know, something from it. But But, you know, at the same time, I want to sit down and enjoy something. It really makes me feel like I'm using my time right. And I don't know, man. I want to go in and enjoy this. I hope that it is good. I do hope that it is good. I will not go in there. And whatever I'm saying right now, I ain't going to be walking to the movie, man. Fuck MUFASA. You know, I'm not going to be saying that. I'm not saying at all.
Well, no, you got again, man, is the Lion King as a whole, you know, was special, you know, when it came out. You know, it definitely holds a special place as far as animation, you being an animator. That whole golden age of Disney coming back and doing these 2D animation things, it holds a place for you. So I understand when they come back and do these things, it's like, oh man, you had something very special here, you know, and you could have came back to do it. So I understand how you feel and want to see them do something better with it.
Yeah. You know, and you're right. You're
I
right.
get it.
You're right. It's just, I got my own nostalgia going on. I'm always harping on people about that, but I've always, but I do believe deep in my heart.
Damn it.
I know deep in my heart that if they had made this in 2D, I would love this. And I think other people would too. I do believe deep in my heart that this would have been a historic occasion. Can you imagine the headlines? Disney returning to 2D with one of their most beloved classics. Everybody would. You ain't got to be an animation historian or an animator or an aficionado. You don't even have to, you know, all you got to do is remember The Lion King and just remember that it was once the most glorious it was when it was in 2D, and they're going back to it almost to pay respect to that film. That would have been amazing.
Story.
You blew it. You blew it. You blew it.
That would have been a great way to spin that whole thing and capitalize on it and really just celebrate what's going on here and make money. Because at that point you could have re-released The Lion King again, the original.
They've been pimping Simba and his family out for years, man. And now it's just gone goddamn far.
That picture right there of holding up Simba. Like, how much you want from this baby? How much you want for him?
Before I put his little ass in the corner.
Pimping his baby out.
Anyway, that's just me. What do I know? I don't know. Apparently not a goddamn thing. All right.
Hey, man, it's what it is.
It's what it is.
Your nostalgia is fueling it, you know. But hey, again, man, if you like 2019, man, I think you'll like this, man. Don't look no different to me.
Yeah, it does. Hey, my mother would love it. She didn't know the difference between the 2D and the CG.
2D.
Some of y'all are new here. So the CG one came on TV, and she thought it was the original. I tried to tell her, she got mad,
defensive.
She got defensive. I told her, I said, Mama, that is not the original. Yeah, it is. I said,
you remember going to the theater and watching this? No.
I know what I'm watching. You don't have to tell me. I know what I saw.
What'd you see?
Yeah, I know what I saw. You want to tell me? I know. I love the Lion. She loves the Lion King, but she can't tell the difference between fur and paint.
Oh man, bless your mama's heart. Goddamn.
Bless your ignorant ass heart, Mom. I don't know how you can't tell the difference between this and this, right? I love my mama, but what the you ill? Are you mentally ill? I know what I saw, Corey.
She meant it was real 2D.
Yeah, because that's what happened. It came on. She said, she came on, she said, oh, Corey. Oh, I remember going to see this in the theater. And I said, that's not the one that you saw in the theater. Yeah, it is. I said, no, I said, that, you know, they did another. I know the other one. I know what I saw. That's the one I saw. Now, you don't need to tell me what I saw. Got offensive about it. I'm like, she's about to pick my ass up like that and throw me out the house. I'm like, all right. It was real. It's real to me, damn it.
Damn it.
Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.